Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Arts Anyway Interviews. I'm Aaron Durand and I'd like to tell you a little bit about who we are. Arts Anyway is a collective of performers who want to support and unify individual artists from across multiple social media platforms. Through signal boosting individuals and producing our own web series and podcasts, we want to feature artists and art lovers from across Canada who are affected by COVID-19's impact on the industry. Our first guest is Jennifer Nichols, and one of our team, the intrepid and delightful Keith Lamb, spoke with her over the phone. Jen is someone we both worked with a lot over the years, and we were thrilled to have her as our first interviewee. Jennifer is a professional dancer and founder of the Extension Method, a CanFit certified fitness instructor, personal trainer, and elite athletics coach. She's a guest teacher for corporate fitness centers and schools, lecturer and presenter, and her Extension Method classes have been profiled in the National Post, the Toronto Star, Fashion Magazine, the Kit Magazine, Best Health, Wear Toronto, and other publications. Jennifer's work has extended to the realm of professional sport, where she has developed cross-training programs for national competitive synchronized swimming and figure skating teams. She has danced with Les Grands Ballets Canadiens, Ontario Ballet Theatre, and Banff Festival Dance, and has worked with several contemporary Canadian choreographers, including David Earle, Robert Desrosiers, Wenwei Wang, Newton Moraes, and Roberto Campanella. Jennifer continues to dance professionally as an independent artist and as co-director/founder of Hit and Run Dance Productions. She's also a member of the Atelier Ballet and has performed with them at the Royal Opera at Versailles, France, and the prestigious Glimmerglass Festival in New York. Jennifer's performance and choreography can also be seen in several film and television productions. On-screen choreography credits include the CW's hit show Rain and the film Barney's Version. She was a featured dancer in the Bravo film Nureyev, Bravo Fact Baba, Paramount feature film Save the Last Dance 2, Sun TV's Toronto Dances, and the National Film Board's Dance of Death. Most recently, she was head choreographer for the Netflix drama Tiny Pretty Things. And here she is.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to an episode of Arts Anyway. I am your host, Keith Lamb, and on today's show, we have a very special guest. I feel like I'm just going to say that all the time. Like, everybody is special, but you are special to me.
That is a beautiful introduction, and I think you should keep it.
Oh, well, I totally am now. We have on the show today Jennifer Nichols. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. Well, do people call you Jennifer? Is that weird?
Some people do. Some people call me Jen. The one name people don't generally call me is Jenny. I think there's one person on the planet who's French-Canadian who gets away with it. But
okay.
Other than that, it's Jen or Jennifer.
So that would never happen. So Jen. Okay, so I like to start with, and I think it's very important that we kind of do a mental check-in now with everybody. So how are you today? How are you feeling? I'd like to know that.
Well, to be honest, I still feel like myself and probably the majority of people out there feeling in a bit of shock.
Right.
I don't think the reality of the situation we've fully processed it yet, or I've fully processed it yet. I am trying to remain optimistic and forward-thinking and as open as possible to letting information come in and not react to it other than to respond in a safe way. But at the same time, I realize that I'm probably cloaking everything with a veil of whatever protective mechanism I have to not freak out.
Right.
So, yeah, just taking it day by day and taking deep breaths and communicating as much as I possibly can with the people I can get in touch with, whether it be phone calls, text, email, FaceTime. FaceTime is amazing because it's always great to be able to see, that loved one's face. But, yeah, I mean, that's a long-winded answer. I feel like it hasn't really hit me yet. But, I'm preparing for the day when it does.
Yeah, no, I think that's very, very good advice. Like, for me, at the same time, I'm like, I have to take it day by day because every day is different for me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yesterday was not good, and today is somewhat better. And okay, so I just want to sort of give our listener just a little bit of background about you. And you are a professional dancer. You are a fitness instructor, an expert, I would say. You've done guest teaching, you've done lectures and presentation. Like your works they have been featured on television. You are a graduate of is that how I pronounce it? Quinte
Ballet School.
Quinte Ballet School
yes,
in Belleville, Ontario. You've done your training in Quebec, in BC.
Yeah, at the School of Le Ballet Canadien.
Amazing.
Yep.
You actually have your own dance company, do you?
Yes, it's a commercial dance company called Hit and Run Dance Productions, which I co-run with my wonderful colleague and dear friend Anissa Tejpar. So we are the co-artistic directors of this company, and it is a dance company. It's a commercial-based dance company, meaning that we are hired to create exclusively tailored, I guess you would say, productions for a variety of different events, galas, festivals, product launches, whatever it may be. So basically, we create custom-made dance. That's the foundation of that company.
Wow. And you are also, of course, a member of the Atelier Ballet, the corps de ballet of the one and only Opera Atelier.
Yeah, I haven't danced with them in a few seasons now. I've been focusing more on my choreography and my solo dance projects. But yes, I danced with them for 10 years, and it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Right, and that's also where we met.
Yes, I remember the first rehearsal we were in together. It was one of the first times the chorus was in the studio with the dancers. And you caught my eye immediately because, well, you always have this glint in your eye. You look like you're up to something, little rascal. But it's just this joy that emanates from you wherever you go. And so my eye was drawn to you, like, who is this wonderfully joyful, I don't know, who is this guy who's lighting up the room? And then, of course, the first time I heard you laugh, it was like, oh, my God.
Is that how we met? I honestly don't know. That's why I'm asking, because I was thinking about it the entire morning. I'm like, how did Jen and I meet? How did this friendship start?
It was in a rehearsal, and I remember you guys were waiting for your first entrance, and I think there were a few dance sequences before your first entrance, and we danced and we went off, and I remember the look on your face, like your jaw dropped open, and you were grinning from ear to ear. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about the dancing. It was adorable. And then I did the same thing when I heard you guys open your mouths. Like the chorus for that company's productions was so heartbreakingly beautiful in every show that those were always the moments in those operas that brought tears to my eyes in the wings. Was when the chorus came in.
That is so cool. Like I have some memories of that, but I do understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, the first time I working for that company and seeing all the dancers, I was quite in awe of all your talent and the beauty that you guys bring to every show. And of course, with the company, you guys have traveled to the States. You went to Glimmerglass. You went to, of course, the Royal Opera at Versailles.
Multiple times. Yeah, we've been very, very fortunate. Very fortunate to be blessed with these tours. Columbus, Ohio, Penn State. Yeah, quite a few tours.
Penn State.
I mean, that's one of my favorite things as a performer is to take what we do and share it with the rest of the world and get to see some parts of the world that we haven't seen before in doing so. Yeah.
Right. And you now, of course, you have your own your fitness ballet studio called the Extension Method.
Yeah, the studio itself is called the Extension Room, and that's the name for the brick and mortar studio, which is the home of the Extension Method, and that is the ballet conditioning or ballet fitness method that I started to design. This is going to date me. As soon as I say when I started to create this in 2003.
Wow.
A lifetime ago was when I first started to put together the initial exercises that were to eventually to form the Allegro Ballet Bootcamp class. which was the first class I started teaching. And I used to teach it at way back when there was Valley Total Fitness and Sports Club of Canada. I would just teach pop-up classes here and there because I would go to the gym and I would do my own conditioning for my career as a dancer, and inevitably with free weights or stretching, whatever I was doing in the gym would be informed by balletic movement. And people started coming up to me while I was working out at the gym and saying, what are you doing? That looks really interesting. It looks like it's a really good, exercise for your balance.
And you make it look very graceful.
Muscle.
I have to say, you make it look very easy, and I just want sort of like the listeners to know that you have been holding these online classes, and you did one yesterday on Facebook and Instagram, and I saw that, and I thought, I'll give it a try. And I mean, I tried.
I'm sure you did great because you're a good little dancer, which we'll get to in a second because I want to talk about that. But I was so excited when I finished the class and I could look at the list of comments from people who had joined in, and when I saw that you joined in, I screamed. I was so excited.
You did not see how awful I looked. I am not bendy. I am not bendy at all. It was a struggle. I'm gonna tell you right now. But I tried.
But that's the reason why you should be doing more of these classes, because if you're not bendy, it'll help you get more bendy.
Right, and that's what I was thinking in my head. Just physically, I wasn't keeping up with what's in my head. Okay, so you also, I would like to point out, you recently got married.
I did.
And you were also on your honeymoon, right? Right before...
I was, and it's very strange. It was serendipity, and I feel awful in saying that because I know so many people have those special trips and weddings and reunions planned, which they had to cut short or not attend at all. And we were very, very fortunate in that it happened to fit in this window that coincided with the day we flew back. So we didn't come back early. We came back on the day we had planned, which was last Thursday, March 13th. And the day we landed was the day that things started to really erupt, and we were told by a doctor, go get tested right away.
So you did get tested for COVID?
Yeah, well, because we did quite extensive traveling. We took 8 flights in 2.5 weeks because we went to Peru first. We were in Lima and then Cusco, and then we flew to Argentina, and we were in Buenos Aires, a little coastal town down the coast, and then to Mendoza, into wine country, back to Buenos Aires. And then when we came back, when you're flying back from South America, you have to stop. It's not a direct flight, so we had to stop in Chile and then on to Toronto. So we passed through 3 international airports in 24 hours, and of course the risk of picking something up is really high, and we didn't want to pass that to anyone here. So we made the choice to find out where our local, the closest testing center was. And so we were tested the day we got back. So, we feel very fortunate because we are hearing the stories of people stranded in Peru, all over the world. And, we're very blessed that we were able to enjoy our honeymoon. It was a beautiful time, but we got back safe as well. And just feel horrible for people who aren't as lucky as we were.
Right. And I have another friend as well, was, in Hawaii just last week, and everyone's just like, you need to come home. You just don't know at this point how things are gonna turn around. Like it really is day by day. Every day is different. Last week we thought, maybe we can start doing interviews, like, maybe 2 people in one room, and now they're completely discouraging anybody to hold any sort of gathering. So it's
unprecedented in our lifetime, and I like you said, we have no idea when the end or when things will start to get less scary. We don't know when that will be, and it really is a huge reality check.
Absolutely.
For us as humans. human beings. It's the reality check that nobody anticipated, and obviously we would never have wanted. But we may come out of this. Trying to hold on to some kernel of optimism. We may come out of this moving forward in a better way in terms of the health of the planet and the health of our global community for every human. I'm hoping that's what will come of this, is a real turnaround.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's the only
so
thing we can hold on to.
How has this sort of pandemic affected or continue to affect your daily routine or your daily life? I was thinking about that today, because you as a dancer, as a person who has to move, how is that affecting your life?
Well, I mean, as an individual, as a mover, as a dancer, as a fitness instructor, because I have enough education and awareness of my body, I can keep myself moving on my own. I can do ballet ball in my house. I can do all the exercises that I've built up over the years and I've learned, I've taught. I can do them for myself on my mat at home. So I'm fortunate in that respect. But in terms of making a living and sharing that with others, and interacting with other dancers, whether it be in rehearsal or with students in a class, that is completely been halted. All of the productions that I was set up to take part in have been canceled. I had a solo dance performance with the Spree Orchestra. I started a New Wave Festival in April, which was supposed to be. I know every single artist is facing this. Our livelihood is threatened immensely.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, coming from a place of running street businesses and,
right.
And then working independently as a performer, I mean, in a way, it's been kind of what my body and my mind needed, like a forced stop.
Right.
Take a breath.
Right.
Because I was pushing myself to extremes physically and mentally and emotionally.
And would you just say that's kind of typical of us, artists, that we don't really know? Sometimes we forget. I would say we forget to schedule a weekend break. Where a lot of people with 9-to-5 jobs, that is a given, right? They know Saturday, Sunday's coming.
The weekend is their time to not do anything.
Yeah, and that is a very important practice, I think, for a lot of us in the arts community. Needs to really step back and be like, okay, we do need to breathe, because we work whenever everyone is working. We work when people are not working.
Well, the reality of that, though, is that it's a geeking mentality. As artists, unfortunately, having a full-time 9-to-5 job as an artist is not really a reality for most of us. And
right.
So you have to hustle. You're hustling always. And even when we do have time to kind of dial it down a bit and take some pockets for ourselves, there's this guilt complex of, no, I need to be working on my next project. I need to be researching a grant. I need to be, in the studio. I need to be, practicing that aria. I need to be, take all these pockets of time and hustle to work towards the next thing, because you never know when the next gig is going to be. There's no guarantee.
Right.
So it's like always the switch is on nonstop. And I think something like this, if there's any positives that can be taken from it, is it's a forced stop. And that being said, I've seen a lot of people comment about this online. Everyone's saying, think of all of the wonderful things that are going to come of this artistically, all the plays that are going to be written, all the books that are going to be written. And yes, great. But if that comes to you
and the
in an organic way, we also don't need to put this burden of guilt on our shoulders during this time of, okay, well, now I'm supposed to be productive because I'm not allowed to go to that rehearsal, so I really need to take this time to finish my website and compose and, create. And I think those things coming out of this period of pain and fear like I said, if they come naturally, of course, that you know, it will flow out of you when the time is right. But don't feel the pressure to like get up and force yourself to look as an artist. You know, we have to breathe and just be easy on ourselves.
Yes, we absolutely need to breathe, and I think we talked about a little bit earlier just how I know I am personally connected to, you know, the musicians. How are your dancer friends handling this, and what are there any things that they are doing to sort of help themselves out financially or emotionally? What are the things that they are doing?
Right now, I think people are just still trying to pick stock of what's happening. The difficult thing with being a dancer is you kind of need space to move. And I mean, unless you have the benefit of the studio, it's not the same thing as, I mean, it's hard for everybody, but it's not the same thing as, you know, your instrument being your voice or picking up an instrument where you could be stationary. As a dancer, to create, I mean, obviously we can still create. We can keep ourselves in shape, but we largely rely on big spaces and being able to move and being able to move in groups and partner. I mean, partnering where you're lifting each other, you're connecting, you're physically connecting. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really hard because it grinds everything to a halt in a much greater degree. I know everyone's talking through the arts community about, as well as being self-employed, artists and contract workers, we cannot easily apply for EI. So there's the EI emergency fund that, you know, will hopefully be of help to a lot of us. But I think right now everyone's just trying to keep each other uplifted and communicate as much as possible, open up discussions online. Right. Just keep each other from panicking and going off the deep end because you know, that's the last thing.
And I'm just thinking about this now, and without getting you more upset, but because this is something that we kind of like talked about a little bit online about your frustration with how. Because you were talking about space, you were talking about income, and we came across a problem that you currently have as a person who has to rent out a giant studio space, and the landlord, and I mean, I'll let you take over. Your landlord apparently is refusing to hold payment. Is that correct?
Yeah, to help in any way, shape, or form. I tried to get ahead of the problem when I saw what was about to happen, and we were recognizing that not only was the government, you know, mandated, but it was our civic responsibility to close our doors and keep everyone safe. We had to completely close our business. My business, the extension room, relies entirely on people coming in to attend classes in person. Mm-hmm. And so that means that all of my income is completely halted. And so it's one thing to not have income coming in. Like we can all kind of hopefully cover through that a little bit and just, you know, stay afloat. But when you have to output, when you have to pay out while you're not bringing in, it's a whole other scenario. And as you mentioned, I have a very large space. I've been fortunate to have this enormous space. I mean, that has already been a struggle for so many years to have a large space in Toronto. And it's a labor of love, to be honest. It's not something where I'm making money. But I keep the doors open because it's such a beautiful community of people who love to dance and love to move, and they rely on it.
And it's a very beautiful space. I love it there.
It brings so much serenity to people when they're there. And I tried to get out of the problem and reach out to my landlord. And you know, this is not also a family-run, family-owned property or sole proprietorship. This is a developer that owns this building, the development corporation. So we're not talking about, you know, small beans here. We're talking about a huge corporation with a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And I asked them to show some compassion and empathy and to help me with some sort of relief on the rent or to pause my rental obligations while I have to be completely shut down. And their response was, "We're sorry, we cannot accommodate you at this time."
And that's it.
Yep. And this is not a small monthly rental payment I owe. It's
right.
enormous.
You told me, and it's
no
a
way I can
big
do it.
number.
Yeah.
What are you?
What shocked me?
Sorry.
What shocked me about it was the level of callousness, and there wasn't any accommodation. You know, maybe we've already paid for this month. We cannot retroactively, reimburse you for the days that you've lost this month. But while you remain closed, we'll pause it for next month. There was no accommodation or no suggestions made or opening the line of discussion. It was just shut down. So, I mean, at this point, I'm going to reach out to my local city councillor, my MP, and hope that the government will be able to help step in here. I mean, and I can't be the only person who's facing this. That's why I bring it up. It's I'm in a horrible position, but I'm sure there are dozens of other businesses that are in dire circumstances like this, and we really need some intervention. We really need some government.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you, and I think a lot of people listening would relate to you quite a bit. And I also, I have a lot of friends with, either studios or shop, and everybody is being affected, and I don't understand how corporations that are, they're okay, during this period.
They're going to be fine.
They're going to be fine, but are those people who are just not financially capable of making all these rents, they're not going to be okay. I feel like they're not going to be okay coming out of this. So I find it very surprising when I hear, corporations not actively doing something. I'm just using an example, a local coffee shop that is owned by two friends of mine just around the corner where I live, and they said, they're a small little business, but they are actively paying their staff. They are paying some of the smaller suppliers because they understand how important it is, and they're a small business. So I am baffled, by the fact that these giant corporations are not doing nearly the same thing.
Yeah, and I mean it's heartbreaking because, as you mentioned, I've been teaching a few live stream classes this week, and I want to continue doing that. And I've been doing this free of charge. But all I want to do is to be able to continually offer free classes to give back in my own right. But I can't continue to do that if the reality is that I have to continue to pay this, exorbitant rent. So, I mean, I'm being forced to look at options for, to start with, pay by donation, and then, paid streaming classes, which I'd rather not have to be forced to do because there are a lot of people who get so much out of my classes and really want to continue doing them, but they are in the same position as me. They're artists. So people can't afford it. They're salaried, so it doesn't affect them as much. And I actually have a lot of people reaching out to me online saying, how can I pay for this? I want to contribute. So it would be great to be able to have the liberty to continue to offer it free of charge for the people who cannot afford to pay, and then anyone who wants to make a donation that can. But I feel like I'm being pushed into a corner, and it's a very scary position to be in. But I mean, I'm going to lobby and try and get some response from the councillor, and hopefully, if there is some response and some action taken, that it can benefit all of these small businesses.
And are there ways for listeners to get in touch with you? I know you are continuing with your free classes. Are they so they're only available on Facebook and Instagram Live? Do you have like a schedule right now, or they're just kind of like?
Well, as soon as I wrap up this lovely chat with you, I'm going to go back to my research.
Hustling.
Yeah, I was like, just trying to figure out what the best platform is in terms of how to get things out online consistently, and be able to accept donations, or when it comes to it. Obviously, we're going to be, if we do start charging for the classes, it's going to be reasonably priced, and but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of platforms, streaming services out there. It's just a matter of figuring out the one that works the best for our audience and our company. So we're working towards that. So if you are listening and you have been enjoying the classes, I know a lot of our mutual colleagues from the opera community who've been taking my classes for years now have reached out to me and they've tuned in, and so I definitely want to be able to keep doing this. And like I said, it isn't a matter of wanting to pay to teach. Like I don't need to put money in my bank account for sharing my teaching. It's just to help with keeping the doors open.
Right, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And we thank you for that, taking the initiative to start something like that. And I think the community would really be, we're very grateful that you have done that. So.
And there are a lot of students, a lot of teachers who are doing it. So, that's one of the most heartening things to see is how many people are banding together to support each other.
Right. And so we can find you on Facebook, the Extension Room?
Yeah, I mean, I had some technical difficulties with live streaming from the Facebook page for Extension Room. I'm fixing that now. The Instagram Live is from the Extension Room at Extension Room page. And hopefully the next class will be from the Extension Room Facebook page, if not from my personal. And it's public, so you don't have to friend me first for that stream to log in at just Jennifer Nichols on Facebook.
Okay, so also extensionroom.com. That's the website.
Yes, it is. Extensionmethod.com.
Extensionmethod.com. Excuse me. My bad. Okay.
I forget sometimes myself.
Okay, so at this point, I want to do something a little bit more fun. And
this whole thing has been fun.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I realize how much I love doing this. I realize how much I love listening to people talking about, just what we have in common. I've been loving this process. So I thank you so much.
You're very good at it. I come from a family of broadcasting. My father was a morning show host and radio broadcaster for 41 years, and he was an incredible interviewer. And so I'm a bit picky.
Oh.
And I have to say you're very good.
Oh, thank you so much. It's also in my blood. I'll tell you that story another time.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Again, another time. This is another episode. I can't tell you. I can't talk about everything.
We've been talking for 24 hours.
I know.
I'm here with a glass of red wine and my two cats beside me, so I'm just...
That's lovely. Okay, so we're going to do something fun, and it's very Bernard Pivot, it's very James Lipton. So I've got the 10 questions that I'm going to ask you. However, I changed them up slightly, just because can all be the same. So let's go. Very first question. What is your favorite word?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I can like favorite in terms of the sound of it or the word I use the most.
Oh, whatever you like.
I love the word eloquent.
Okay. What is your least favorite word?
Probably moist.
Sorry?
Moist.
Okay. What excites you? Speaking.
What excites me? Music.
What turns you off?
Ignorant, callous people.
Mm-hmm. What makes good art?
Honesty.
What makes bad art? That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, you can plead the fifth, like, you know, if that's a thing.
Well, I think it's trying to be relevant by copying other art.
What is your favorite curse word? Oh, that's a good one.
Am I allowed to say it out loud?
Yeah, do it. I just want to establish this right now on the show that you can be as free, as honest, as vulnerable as you like. So if there's some word that you want to use it now.
Well, I mean, this is like too long of a list to choose from, but the easiest to roll off the tongue is twat.
Ah! It's not what I expected, but that is an excellent word. What is your favorite animal?
Oh, my favorite animal. I love all animals. I mean, I adore cats. I adore dogs, but my favorite animal for most of my life has been a giraffe, and well, it's a tie between a giraffe and a horse.
And very last question. If there is one thing and anything you can have or do before your death, what would you do and what would it be?
Oh my goodness. Have or do? Write a book that's published.
That sounds amazing. It's not what I expected
like a lot
either.
of work.
Again, it's a very, very ambitious thing. And
I was going to say travel to basically every continent and as many countries as I can, but that's more than one thing. So.
That's so great. So
right now, I don't know if travel is possible.
So if there is one positive thing, and I believe I asked you that before, if there's one positive thing that you would like to say right now, what would it be?
Do you mean in the context of this current crazy crisis?
It could be anything that's relatable or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the one of the positive things that we can all take from this is that we often, because of the frenetic pace that everyone is keeping up, and just how busy we all are, and the amount of activity around us at all times, it's really easy to feel alone, to feel lonely in the midst of people everywhere. You can feel very, very alone in the middle of a packed room. And the irony is that in forced isolation, you'd think that you'd feel more alone. But the opposite is actually manifesting in that everyone is reaching out to each other, whether it be, as I said, by phone, text, email, FaceTime, whatever it is. I feel like we are going to end up feeling less alone than we did in our regular life. Because we are all in this together and we're all experiencing the same fear, the same scary situation. And that in itself, knowing that you're going through this with everybody else, takes some of that loneliness away. So it's this sort of weird irony that when we are isolating ourselves, we're coming together and being less alone, in a sense. I don't know, that was a weird rambling way of trying to get my point out, but...
No, it's quite beautiful.
Does that make sense?
It's beautiful and it's elegant, you know, like you said, elegant. It's, and that is how you feel, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even if you live on your own and you're in your apartment by yourself and you can't be with your friends and you can't be with your family, you may end up feeling more connected because we are all reaching out more to our loved ones than we have,
Ever
done in the past
before.
year, or month, or ever, right?
Yeah.
So
Jen
that's kinda
Nichols,
cool.
thank you so much.
Oh,
This has been so
so
much fun.
nice. So nice to chat with you. And I mean, when we come out of all this, I'm hoping we get the opportunity to work together again.
Absolutely.
We worked together with Opera 5 and with Bicycle Opera on all these incredible productions. I wanted to get to the fact that you're an amazing dancer. And I witnessed it
Did you hear it, everybody? Jen Nichols has said that I am a good dancer. I just want to lay that out.
I mean, I worked with you at Deflator House and Sweat with Bicycle Opera, and in both those productions, you were required to dance. And yeah.
Okay, you need to stop now. I'm blushing. You need to stop. This is an interview for you, not
hot
me.
air here. I'm not just blowing hot air.
Well, I would love to have you back. We can talk.
Come back.
Yeah, we'll talk some more. Under different circumstances. Yeah. So again, I want to thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate you took this short notice. Basically, I was like, "Hey, Jen, are you available?" And you're like,
"What else am I doing? What else am I doing, Keith?"
We have all the free time. So yeah, thank you so much.
We do.
And yeah, thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody who's listening. And we'll just see you in the next episode. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been Arts Anyway Interviews. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Aaron Durand, and our interviewer was Keith Lamb. If you're interested in hearing more, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or where other most excellent podcasts are found.